Hi, this is Celeste. I'm a professional intuitive medium, intuitive life coach, and intuitive coach. And I wanted to talk to you today about setting realistic expectations when it comes to developing your own intuitive strengths. And I think when it comes to developing intuitive strengths, I think a lot of people feel like once they decide to start developing it, it'll go from where it is currently to being very clear and very insightful. And I just wanted to encourage people to remember that as you start to develop your intuitive strengths, it's like developing any other skill. And with intuitive strengths, we're all born with a certain level of ability. And that can vary from person to person. It's like any other skill. Some people are a little bit stronger intuitives or have a little bit more natural ability. And other people need more work and practice to get that ability as strong as some other people are born with. So it's very important to when we decide to start to develop those abilities. It's like learning to read or learning to do math or riding a bike or playing hockey, for example. It's going to take time and patience and a lot of work to get that skill to the point where you feel really proficient with utilizing that skill and ability and being able to use it in a way that you really trust the information that you're getting and you feel really confident. So I encourage people that are in the early stages of developing their intuitive ability to set realistic expectations and be patient with their progress. And it's important to set goals as well and have clearly defined goals. So even in the beginning, as you're identifying your intuitive abilities, to pick maybe one of them that you feel is strongest and start to work on that one. And almost by default, then the other intuitive abilities or the other clairs will start to strengthen as well, just by default. It's almost like when you learn to read, you get more and more words, you get better vocabulary, and then that by default will make you a better writer because you have more words at your disposal to use in your writing. So it's something very similar with your intuitive abilities. So, and making sure that you have clearly defined outcomes. So say if you're a clairvoyant, for example, and want to start to develop that, what are some good short-term goals that you want to meet? So whether it be getting a little bit more clarity on some of the images you're getting, being able to validate your accuracy, for example. So that may be one of your goals, is to start to validate your accuracy. So trying to pick up on things that you can validate. So one of the examples that I use is, say, having your spouse or a friend hide something under a tablecloth, for example, where you might know the general size of the object underneath, and then you can start to clairvoyantly pick out the image that's under the tablecloth and start to put those pieces together, because that's something that you can easily validate. So in the beginning, we're going to want to start to do exercises that can easily validate that. So and again, just keeping your expectations realistic, that you're not going to go from just starting out and developing your intuitive abilities to being a professional, someone like the long island medium overnight. So I just like to remind people of that as they're starting off in this wonderful journey, is to be patient with yourself and take your time. It's not a race to the finish line. And also too, one of the things that I was very blessed with in the beginning of my journey when I started to develop my intuitive abilities was to have knowledgeable people who were kind and compassionate and empathetic, that I was able to work with in developing these abilities, and it was such a blessing to me. And my greatest hope is to be that same blessing to other people. So my primary goal is to use my level of skill now to help other people and to pass on my experience. And I like to do that through my intuitive coaching program. And so during the intuitive coaching program, we'll work on identifying your strengths, learning to accept them, learning to cope with them in a positive and healthy healthy fashion. There will be lots of exercises in the program that you can start to utilize to start to develop your intuitive abilities, to gain confidence and trust in those abilities, learning to turn your intuition up and down, or on and off. I don't like to turn it off completely because I always like to have a little bit of the intuition in the background just so I can be aware of my surroundings and what's going on. And then finally, I like to work on how you can use your intuitive abilities to help yourself and others, because at the end of the day, that's what having intuition is all about. So if you are interested in applying for my intuitive coaching program, I encourage you to check out the caption for more details on how you can apply for my program. Once you filled out your application, we can talk on the phone about coming up with an individualized coaching program for you that will really be individualized to your goals, your intuitive strengths, and really coming up with some goals for you and what you want to accomplish in the program. So I look forward to getting your application, and I look forward to talking to you and working with you to support you in becoming the best intuitive that you can be. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for tuning in.